Natalie headed to her local shops, as she does most weeks. She didn't make much of the person who approached her in the car park until, she says, he pulled a gun on her. An alleged violent carjacking in broad daylight. It's left her terrified.
I went there to do my weekly shopping. It was still daylight. He wasn't screaming or yelling at me.
But what she remembers him saying would scar anyone for the rest of their lives.
I just seen him open his jacket and point a gun at me and say, "Give me the keys to your car now, or I'll shoot you."
In a suburban supermarket car park at 4:45 in the afternoon, Natalie Carafa says she had to make a choice. Does she run, scream, or listen to the man she says was standing 3 feet away from her, holding a gun and threatening to use it?
I didn't know what to do at that point. Do I say no? Will he get angry? So I thought I'd just give it to him. And I was terrified. I went into, I think, like shock.
For Natalie, it started out as a normal Saturday afternoon trip to Water Gardens shopping centre in Taylors Lakes in Melbourne's northwest last month.
He had parked next to me and then asked me for a cigarette. So I went to give him the cigarette and then it all changed from there.
The 41-year-old was later shocked to learn the man she accused wasn't a man, but a 17-year-old boy.
When I said, "Let me just get my stuff out," he said, "No, leave everything there or I'll shoot you."
It's alleged the teenager took off in Natalie's car with her wallet, phone and house keys. While Natalie couldn't get to the shops, her attacker could. He managed to tick off his to-do list, racking up a $250 bill at this tobacconist, then topped up his Vodafone account and made a visit to a petrol station, all in Natalie's car using Natalie's bank cards.
Yeah, he went on a spending spree, $335.80 in total.
A teenager was arrested 2 days later. Police found him sleeping in Natalie's Mercedes-Benz in Coburg, just north of Melbourne's CBD.
I still sometimes sit there and just have the shakes. I can feel it inside, my body's just trembling.
Natalie says while the teen might not do any time for his crime, she'll live paralysed by fear and can't go back to the shops alone.
I can't go by myself at all. So if I can't do that stuff during the day, well then when can I go to the shops?
Teenagers running amok is nothing new.
Leave me alone. You're under arrest. I'm calling my parents.
But the violent nature of their teenage crimes are getting worse. Last night in Melbourne's Inner East, a man was killed after he was hit by an allegedly stolen car. Police say teenagers as young as 15 were arrested at the crash site while others ran.
To leave a person either injured or killed in another vehicle and then run away, it's cowardly. It's absolutely cowardly.
Reports say child criminals are breaching bail in Victoria every 3 hours.
There's 3 teen thugs threatening to kill her before stealing her luxury SUV.
Melbourne is in the grip of a youth crime crisis.
We should feel safe in our own homes. We should feel safe in our cars. We should feel safe going to the supermarket to do our shopping.
In Victoria, latest statistics show crimes committed by children aged 10 to 17 have risen to their highest levels since 2010. That's a 20% increase. Something former Chief Commissioner of Victoria Police, Cal Blair, says he saw coming a decade ago.
We warned the Victoria Police and the government that there was going to be a youth crime tsunami. All the signs were there. And nothing happened. In fact, for the next 4 years, Victoria Police and the government denied there was a problem.
Cal reigned as Victoria's top cop from 1987 to 1992. He oversaw the horrors of the Walsh Street police shootings. But in his 5 years as Commissioner, he says his crowning achievement was a program called Police in Schools.
The areas where the Police in Schools program operated, there was almost an immediate drop in antisocial behaviour, vandalism, petty crime.
He says it was
terminal stupidity.
when the program was abolished in 2006.
we could see that there was an influx of immigrants who came from troubled countries, and they did not understand the Australian way of life. Those kids deserved to have some proper connection and instruction as to the basic tenets of good citizenship in Australia, and they didn't get it.
Cal's calling for youths who are repeat offenders to be electronically monitored while on bail.
If you can track these young people, know when they're out at night, know when they're somewhere they shouldn't be.
Police claim they found the teen accused in Natalie's carjacking used an imitation gun, and the day after allege he did the same thing to another innocent woman, but was granted bail to appear before the Children's Court.
The fear factor for the victim doesn't change, whether it's a real firearm or an imitation firearm. They're likely to be traumatised for the rest of their lives.
It's something Natalie's working on.
There's times where I just feel like I'm normal, you know, back to how I used to be, but then, yeah, I have that fear that comes over me.
It's so unfair, isn't it, that Natalie now lives with that trauma, constantly looking over her shoulders when it was just a trip to the shops.